Great evening, champions. It's Dr. Kurt, Self-Love Saturdays. Let's get started. I want to jump right into it. Here's what I'd like to talk about today. Enemies. Enemies. We all have them. We may be an enemy to someone else. I'm talking about public enemy number one, private enemy number one. You want to know, in my opinion, what's the number one enemy that most people have? I won't even go so far to say most. A lot of people, and I'm sure you know them. The number one enemy is not failure. It's not white supremacy. It's not the haters. It's not your exes, your ex-friends, your ex-coworkers, your ex-colleagues, your ex-significant others. It's not family members you're not in contact with. It's not even rivals or your competition. You know, the biggest enemy is not even terrorism. You know what the number one enemy is? Boredom. That's right, you heard me. Boredom. Most people, a lot of people, are simply suffering from boredom. They're boring. And in my opinion, boredom is the number one enemy, even in front of failure. See, boredom causes you to become boring, lack adventure, doing the same thing that you've always been doing, going along with the status quo. See, when you're boring, you experience boredom, and everybody knows what that means. When you continue to take the same way to work the same job, live in the same place, hang out with the same people, do the same thing, converse the same way, read the same thing or lack thereof, watch the same programs, eat the same things, you become bored. Of course, it's comfortable for you. Of course, it works for you. But in terms of attracting and looking at yourself and life in a whole different perspective, you're just boring. So when you're bored, you're boring. And when you're boring, you set into this comfort level that continues to give you what you've already had. Now, if you can look back 12 months prior and ask yourself, are you in a better position than you were today in comparison to 12 months ago, this time last year? And I'm not talking about in a better position with pay or a new car, new house, new relationship. I mean, have you had an opportunity to look at yourself in a new way? Because a lot of times, most of us know that we're boring, at least the boring people do, but they become comfortable because it works. They'd rather be unhappy than uncertain. Number one enemy, in my opinion, is boredom. And the best thing that we can give to anybody is a variation in how we see, do, hear, smell, look at things. See, most people can take your failures if you keep going. Most people would rather hear about the things you've tried than you doing the same thing year after year after year. What you got? You're boring. Do something new. Self-Love Saturdays. Number one enemy, in my opinion, is boredom. Let's change that. Too much is given, much is required. Get you some new stuff so you can give it away. Talk to y'all real soon.